Namaskar and welcome to Indian Diplomacy, show on India's national television channel Doordarshan about Indian foreign policy, India's international relations and key relationships and partnerships around the world that inform India's rise as a major power. Viewers, this is a special episode focused on global perspectives about India, featuring 22 foreign diplomats from 20 countries who are here in India under the aegis of the Sushma Swaraj Institute of Foreign Service of the Ministry of External Affairs of the Government of India. These diplomats are from Asia, Africa, Europe, Latin America and the Caribbean and represent a wide range of countries and perspectives about India. So we are going to try and hear from them about their experiences of being here, what they are learning here and the relationship between India and their respective countries and regions. Folks, welcome to India and to Indian Diplomacy.
Thank you.
Okay, so you are all here as part of the 72nd professional course for foreign diplomats that our Ministry of External Affairs is organizing. 72 is a big number. It shows, we have been committed to capacity building and training of diplomats of friendly countries for a long time. So it's been several decades that we've been doing these courses. So I'd like to start by, bringing you in, some of you, on what you've been learning here and how this training has been. And I believe you are not only learning about Indian foreign policy, but also the nitty-gritty of new and emerging areas in diplomacy and new practices and developments in the field. So it's a kind of a professional course that's also supposed to help enhance your own skills and abilities as diplomats. So if any one of you would like to come in first and talk about this training and how it has been so far and what you have enjoyed and what you have learned so far in this training, that will be useful for our viewers because people don't necessarily know the kind of capacity building training projects that our ministry does. It's known only among elite circles. So we would like, the general public to also know how India is enhancing or building your capacities. Anyone would like to come in on what you've undergone so far in the training? Yes, ma'am, please.
My name is Joanne Moore. I'm from Jamaica. I work at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade. For me, this program has been very insightful to learn about India's foreign policy and how it's interacting, outside, like in global governance. So I know for a fact that I can take back the knowledge back to my capital and then recommend this program to other young officers who'd like to experience diplomatic training outside of Jamaica. So it's been a very good experience so far.
Caribbean is a very important region for us. We have a large diaspora there and historic connections. We're part of the Commonwealth. So you have your own training institutions back home, right? So what's the advantage of coming to a country like India and also enhancing or upgrading your skills? I mean, what's the difference between the core training you receive as a diplomat back home and what you're learning here?
Well, we just started our own training institute for diplomats, but to go abroad, it's different because you get to experience a different culture. So you have a cultural exchange going on. And so you also develop a deeper appreciation for the works of a different government versus your own. And so you can work and exchange on ideas and look at opportunities for deeper engagement bilaterally with a country. So it's so many opportunities that you as an officer can carry back to your capital and say, for instance, India is working on this, or I learned this particular thing, and I think it would be insightful if we engage deeper with India or another country on this particular area. So, yeah.
Right. Thank you so much. A lot of learning, I suppose, because training of diplomats means that you're also being exposed to different viewpoints and different national perspectives, right? Any other thoughts on what you've been seeing and learning? And some of us from the intellectuals and also our career diplomats are also engaging with you and addressing you in the training. So anything you've observed about Indian foreign policy in particular from this training, or generally from the relationship between your country and India, that will be useful for our audience to know as well. So would anyone want to come in and talk about the cooperation between India and your country and your region and what's happening there, and is there anything additional you're picking up from this training that will potentially boost our bilateral or regional relations? Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much. My name is Julia. I come from Moldova, which is a country in Eastern Europe. Back home we refer to our country as being in Eastern Europe, but as we learned here in India, you are looking west. So for you, we are to the west.
Yeah.
Let's say that. And I'm very glad to be at this course. It's my first time here in India, and we have recently opened our embassy here, which was inaugurated in December last year during the visit of our minister to India. So as I said, Moldova is a country in Europe. We are culturally and geographically situated in Europe, but we are looking to the world. We are looking to develop our engagements with friendly nations around the world. So that's why India was a natural choice for us. And we're different. India is big compared to Moldova. Of course, we can fit like Moldova maybe 15 times only in New Delhi. That's to give you the scale of the two countries. But this does not mean that we do not have opportunities to cooperate. For example, in Moldova, we have a large community of Indian students who choose Moldova for their university studies, in particular for medicine. And at this course, we have studied about how important in diplomacy it is to build the people-to-people links. And we have also Indian professors and lecturers shared with us India's vision about one world, one family. So we can say that by hosting Indian students, we are also contributing to this vision. And we are very much looking forward to continue to develop our collaboration in the education field. Also, our program was very focused on technology, and the IT sector is also very important for Moldova because it's the largest sector for our services exports. And as we have seen at this course, the IT industry is contributing largely to India's economic growth. So it's another element of economic diplomacy that we share together, India and Moldova, and we would like very much to develop it. Both in exchanges in services, but also in trade in goods. Moldova is an agricultural country. And in this course, we also found it very interesting to discuss the connectivity routes and how Moldova, we are far, but we are connected, and how we can better develop our connectivity. And the third point, I would like to mention also cultural diplomacy, which is very important. We have discussed a lot about public diplomacy, about the engagement of diplomats with different representatives of the society and the cultural sector, the cultural institutes, their impact on promoting the image of the country. And I would just like to mention one cooperation very fruitful between India and Moldova, which happened in UNESCO when I was posted representing my country at the permanent delegation there. And Moldova was inscribing the art of embroidery of our traditional blouse in the UNESCO heritage. And at that point, India's support was very essential for us to inscribe this custom, this element, which is very linked to our national identity. And having India's support, a country where we have so many UNESCO heritage sites and which is so diverse culturally, means a lot. And actually coming here and seeing so many people wearing traditional clothes, as you yourself are doing today, and the women so colorful, so vibrant, and looking back to that experience, I realized that actually India understood very well what this traditional blouse means for Moldova and for Romania. It's a common heritage for the two countries because it's very linked to our national identity and to our growth and representation as a country. So I think these are the 3 points, takeouts for me from this course: the people-to-people links, the economic diplomacy, connectivity, and of course the public and cultural diplomacy. Thank you very much.
That's actually quite a comprehensive response from our friend from Moldova. Friends, the smallest of countries matters, and she was talking about scale and how New Delhi, the national capital of India itself, may be outsized compared to Moldova as a country, but the point is every sovereign member of the United Nations matters, and this group, I must say, has a lot of representation from the global south, and this has always been our tradition in the Ministry of External Affairs to make sure that a lot of friendly countries from the global south, from developing world, are represented, and we believe there is something we can give back to them in the form of their capacities and the form of their skill sets. So as you can see, they are imbibing and learning a lot as a result of this program. Any other views on relations between India and your country in particular? Would anyone want to speak about the bilateral partnership and what you have learned maybe in this training that's giving you maybe new ideas to enhance the bilateral partnership in any of the domains? Our Moldovan friend was talking about economic, cultural, people to people, diaspora. We have students, not just students, but also immigrants and then descendants of immigrants in many parts of the world that are represented here. So any thoughts on relations with India and this training? Anyone else would like to come in? Yes, sir.
Hello, my name is Davion Seeley from Barbados, and it is an absolute pleasure to be here in India. In terms of the Global South, Barbados has become a beacon for the Global South in collaboration with India. A lot of collaboration is possible, specifically in the area of climate change. So to contextualize that, Barbados is located in the Caribbean. We are 166 square miles. We are one of the lowest emitters of global greenhouse gases, but we are on the front line of the climate crisis. Rising sea levels, increasing intensity of storms, coastal erosion, these are things that affect our livelihoods, our economies. When I look at Barbados in the international arena, the Prime Minister of Barbados has spoken in various multilateral fora about the importance of climate change for small and developing states. When we discuss the Bridgetown Initiative, when we look at climate diplomacy, these are all areas of significant importance for us. So when we're discussing India and we look at their role in climate change, we look at the International Solar Alliance, which is on our program and which we will study. We always see scope for cooperation and collaboration. When I look at the area of energy, that's another area that we can build on. So for me, this course has really enriched my knowledge in areas that I have not yet covered that were a bit unfamiliar for me. But it will lead to me developing my capacity and my skills to engage diplomatically, to build the portfolio of Barbados, and to also identify areas for collaboration. Being here, I've seen the importance of solar energy. I've seen the impact of ICT. I've seen the ability to Barbados to probably benefit from technical capacity, investment, training, expertise to benefit our local capacity and to help us reach a level of sustenance development. So for me, I have acknowledged that although Barbados and India are geographically distant, we have a shared value and we have a common responsibility to work together. So thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you so much. Our friend from Barbados, another, small but very significant island nation in the Caribbean. He's talking about climate, and this is a matter of not just of planetary concern, but especially an existential issue for small island nation states, or what we in India refer to as large ocean nation states, because we have to give them their due respect and recognition despite the size. So climate is one area where there is a lot of collaboration going on. There's a lot of green technology transfer, there's a lot of capacity building that India is doing, and also helping transfer best practices in terms of solar and wind and other non-fossil fuel renewable energy and so on. Right, so viewers, South-South cooperation is one of the key elements and aspects of Indian foreign policy, and we pride ourselves in being voice of the global South. India's role in getting the African Union full membership of the G20 has been a highly instrumental step that's been hailed globally, and there's so much else that we are doing at the bilateral and regional levels with so many countries, as our friends here are talking about. Let me bring in a few more voices about India's cooperation on South-South basis with fellow developing countries, and what more we can hope to see in the future as these relationships get stronger. Can I bring in more voices, please? Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Hello, thank you. My name is Dharma. I come from the plurinational state of Bolivia in South America. First of all, I would like to thank you and thank the people of India for having us here. It's been so far a very, very nice experience. We are having a cultural exchange, and we're all learning a lot on this program. As Bolivia, we're trying to strengthen our relation with India. Of course, is an outstanding country which has an outstanding role now in the multipolar world. We recently inaugurated your embassy actually in La Paz. We received your ambassador. We're trying as well to strengthen our embassy here in New Delhi. And we're definitely looking forward to strengthen our relationship. We have a lot of similarities. We have cultural similarities as well. We are a plurinational country. We have many nationalities in our country recognized by constitution. So I think we can keep working and to have a more interaction between our countries, of course.
Yeah, and Bolivia, the indigenous people, are a majority in your country, and
Indeed.
We also have a large indigenous community, and like you said, as a pluralistic democracy, India has been able to accommodate people of so many ethnic backgrounds, isn't it? And this group has also gone to see the Prime Minister's museum in Delhi, and you've seen the the evolution of our democracy. So I think what you're saying is not only pragmatic cooperation, but also at the level of values. There's much that we can share and learn from each other, isn't it?
Indeed, there is much we can learn from each other. For us, our nations are very important since they are recognized in our constitution. They are the core of our state. We have many languages as well, and we're trying to include them all in all the life of the state. We learned a lot in our visit to the museum. It is an example of how this large democracy can work, and we can learn a lot about you.
Thank you so much. Viewers, Indian democracy is one of our strengths, as you know, and many developing countries look up to it. And our friend from Bolivia in South America is talking about managing diversity. This is a big deal. Many developing countries have failed to do so and have fallen into civil wars and political trouble and have even broken up over the course of their post-independence history. But we have India, which is a stable democracy, a pluralistic and inclusive democracy, and that's also something that our friends are pointing out. Let me also talk more generally about the experience of being in India and what these foreign diplomats are learning from being in India. What is the level of cooperation between India and their countries, and what more can we see? Would anyone else want to come in on India and what they have seen and learned and the cooperation? Yes, please.
So far, learning from our esteemed professors, it's interesting to see India's position when interacting in the global governance forums and institutions. So far, I've learned that India is taking its role as the voice of the global South, very, very important. So to see that, it's very commendable to see that India, in developing itself, is not just looking out for its own national interests, but it's also looking out for the global South. As you know, our voices are routinely left out in global governance discourse and dialogue. Sometimes that's not intent, but it happens. So to see India bringing issues like my colleague from Barbados said, climate change, to see things like that being talked about, and technical corporations, which the Global South really needs for socioeconomic development. I think it's really great learning about how India is positioning itself to offer such assistance to not only its neighbors, but in far off regions, and it's building bridges, filling in gaps that have been left. And so I think India rising itself out of certain challenges, it's like a role model for developing countries like my own to see that despite certain setbacks, looking at the large population, different belief systems, how to manage that, I think it's a great role model for the South. So, yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah. So distance is not the matter. Viewers, what our friends are saying is that the impact can be huge through values and by setting an example. It doesn't have to be like neighboring countries or right next door. India is a civilization with enormous influence across Asia, but now the influence is global. In the contemporary times, because of the engagement and also because of the some of the practices that India itself stands for and the values that we espouse. There was a mention of the world is one family by one of the diplomats here, and that's our core motivating ethos, and that's how we've been able to bring together so many countries. We are coming almost to the end of the show, but I'd like to hear some more voices on the experience of being in India and how it is helping you as diplomats personally and professionally as you grow and think about your own country and your own country's place in the world. How has this been a transformative experience, and how has India, what did you think of India before coming here, and what have you seen here, and how is it changing your impressions? Would anyone want to come in on this? Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much. My name is Gertrude Akwi from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Uganda. My experience from coming to India has been great, right from the time I arrived. What we actually see about India on the camera is different from what you actually experience here. It's completely different. The people are very friendly people, and just like Ugandan people, very friendly. And I think that explains why we have a number of Indians investing in Uganda. Because of the friendly nature of people of Uganda. We have had a number of Indians investing in Uganda right from the time when Uganda got independence. And through the cooperation between the two countries, Uganda has greatly developed. We have had a number of Indian investors in Uganda who have employed many people, and the relation between the two countries has grown from strength to strength, and it continues to grow. This is also significant with the recent visit of the Prime Minister of India to Uganda in 2018, where he had an opportunity to address the African Parliament at the Parliament of Uganda. During his address, he laid down strategies of how cooperation,
the 10 principles of India's engagement with Africa. It happened in Uganda.
It happened in Uganda. As Uganda, we continue to look forward to continued cooperation between India and Uganda. We hope that the cooperation will continue to grow from strength to strength for win-win cooperation in the new future, in the new era. India has also supported Uganda multilaterally with the recent admission of African Union to the G20. We continue to pay very close attention to these developments, and we continue to look forward to India's cooperation in the multilateral sector.
And ma'am, these kind of exchanges where you are coming in person to India, you think that can actually help boost the overall relationship, and how?
Yes, my coming here is actually a testament of the already existing bilateral cooperation between the two countries. Specifically in the education sector, training, human capital development, with my coming here is actually a testament to that. And I will, when I return, I will encourage other diplomats in the ministry to attend this course, both at mid-level and entry level.
Wonderful, wonderful. That is, I think, the whole purpose of these programs. So thank you so much. Uganda, East Africa, viewers, this is a region where we have a large diaspora, and our friend from Uganda was talking about that. And also, it's on the western end of the Indian Ocean. So East Africa is very, very critical to India's overall strategy in the Indian Ocean region for its connectivity in terms of trade and commerce, and also to have an influence and to be a power. So this region is also represented in the course. And India is, by the way, also expanding beyond East Africa towards the west coast of Africa, to the the hinterland, and it's opening new embassies, as you've heard. It's opening new missions in far away parts of the world, and that is a sign that we are growing in terms of our footprint and our presence, and our intent is to be there, to be omnipresent in every corner of the world, so that the good work that is already happening can multiply manifold, and we can have mutually beneficial partnerships and cooperation. So the sum of this discussion that we've had today is that the training, skilling and upgrading of diplomats is one subset of a much larger form of beneficial cooperation that India is engaging in with a lot of countries from so many different continents. And it's a sign of a would-be great power or a rising power that we are able to do this on such a large scale. There are countries that do this only in their own respective continents or subcontinents or sub-regions, but India has cast the net wide. And from the engagement with all these diplomats, you can see how they are also seeing the positive side of India's engagement with their respective countries, and also the value of these kinds of capacity building initiatives. So the Ministry of External Affairs is committed to continuing to upgrade skills and to share best practices. Some of the diplomats also spoke about domestic attributes of India as a great civilization and a culture, and also as a successful democracy, and which is managing diversity. So it's not only pragmatic cooperation in terms of trade and commerce and investment, or security cooperation and defense and counterterrorism, and those we anyway do with a lot of these countries, but it's also intrinsically the idea of India as something that is attractive and something that probably has some lessons that can be carried forward to other countries, and that is ultimately the whole purpose of these kinds of engagements. I want to thank our distinguished participants from 20 countries who have come from far and near, and who are now part of the India experience. Please enjoy your time here. Please take back the good memories, and like one of you said, you are going to be sending more people here from your country, and we hope that this cycle of cooperation continues to grow and become something much bigger than what we have today. As you know, India is rising, and in 5 years, in 10 years, you will see India being an even bigger player in your respective regions and countries. So we welcome this friendship, and we value the bonds of this friendship so much. Thank you for joining me on the show. Thank you, viewers. Bilateral and regional cooperation is the crux of the matter, and the global perspectives on India that we heard today are part of this broader dynamic of cooperation that India stands for. And India is a responsible rising power, and that's why we are able to see this kind of convening that we are able to do, bringing so many countries together right here in our national capital. Thank you for watching. I'll see you again next time. Until then, take care.